welcome back to Griffin Ranch. So today, feeding pens. I got 2 bales in the bucket, can't see right now, but waiting for Dad to come. Here he comes now. We're gonna feed this pen, next pen over, and then we're going to be grinding hay bales with our tub grinder for a hay mix for our calves. Going on here. I thought we were gonna grind right here. We'll see. So first thing we're doing, these are rollers that the tub runs on. Well, there's too much space in here, and so we're hopefully, did you find something? Perfect, huh?
Maybe.
We're putting a space around that shaft there. It'll be about right there.
I suppose it should be welded because if the bucket goes, that's where it's getting the movement a little bit, maybe.
Put that added a spacer there, and then these nubs on the side of the tub is the way the chain drives.
Loosen it.
So there's 2 bolts that hold it. I'll have to hop in and loosen them up, move them. Okay.
There's one square-headed one fucked up over there too.
What do you want now? Pitchfork?
Huh?
Pitchfork.
I want to loosen this shit up there. Otherwise, it'll be a mess.
Okay. So there's just, what is it? There's one on this side, one on the other side, and then that one right there. And that's just the main drive for the tub. And then there's kind of 3 triangle pieces, kind of 3 slats along the tub, and that's what agitates the bale in a circle. Yeah. Oh. This is what the first theory was, to put as a spacer there, but just a lock and collar worked.
This is what we got built up in here. I might as well take and use a pitchfork, loosen it up. Otherwise, it won't feed worth a crap. And I'm sure it's going to need to get shined up. So just today alone is not going to get it shined up, but to basically try to save a little heartache, I'll take a pitchfork and lift this all up and throw it around, and then we can set a bale in, and then it'll grind it. It'll be wet when you get it ground. Otherwise, not too bad. This bolt, one of these bolts here, they've got like a carriage on them, and one of them are shot on this side, and one turns here, down here. I think it's that one, but I just turned it.
So previously, I would usually drop a bale a little too heavy, being too high, because the skid steer is kind of tricky and you gotta do it just about right to get it in here. But sometimes I'd accidentally drop too high, and when all the weight would bounce, this as the tub's turning, this rides on the top, so this is rotating. Well, there's so much space here that the whole tub kind of shifted that way and fell down. And so hopefully adding this spacer, keeping the tub a little bit tighter, will fix that problem. The belt, we had to splice. Geez, where would that be? Right there. Had to splice it there and up there. But she's in pretty rough shape. She's about, I think, an inch thin on both sides. Maybe not an inch. Half inch on both sides, it's about missing. Haybuster Big Bite H1000 is the model. Not sure what year, probably 70s.
Why don't you just start it up and I'll just dance around in here.
Yep. You'll kind of judge stuff into the mill.
Yeah, I'll just push it down here and shush it in with my foot.
Yep.
How's that sound?
Okay. You wanna...
You don't even have to tell me when you're gonna start it.
Oh, okay.
I'll see it.
Okay. Do you want something?
I'll take a wine cooler.
What's that?
I'll take a wine cooler.
Yeah. Do you want a chipping bar?
No, I'll just dent up the bottom.
Okay.
Maybe once it gets going,
Yeah.
just the friction will get
Clean.
it to go.
Okay. Well, yeah, this turns in a circular motion. The mill is only half the diameter of the whole tub here. What do we have for screens?
5 and a 4. That's a 4. This is a 5.
Inch screen, and once the hay gets to that size, then it falls through to those augers. So here's those screens, and then it grinds, falls down on these 2 augers, and the 2 augers feed it back to this conveyor here and sends it off into a big pile. But we had went down for a new PTO shaft last year or the year before down in Jamestown, North Dakota, and we visited with a gentleman after hours that he had helped design this first tub grinder and was still working at Haybuster today. And we were talking, Dad had mentioned, oh yeah, we had to put a different sprocket on the conveyor to speed it up, and the guy had mentioned that's what the new tub grinders use. Because me and Dad had found out that it kind of piles up in here more than a guy wants to. And so we had to speed that up to get it away from it. Otherwise this tub grinder just grinds so fast. A couple other things Dad had mentioned that this gentleman we were visiting to, they did end up doing those same exact changes on the newer ones. I think a wider belt, I think that's also one of the other factors. You see the new ones, the mill is on the back side here, so that eliminates the augers and it just goes straight on the conveyor. Newer Haybusters have taller paddles and a wider belt. Well, this is old and the paddles are pretty short and it's not as wide as one would think. It works. Today we might have some issues being it's the first time of the year and all these sides are rusty and dirty from last year. Might take a few bales to shine her up again. But we'll find out. And then the governor here, when this tub, I think we have it set to 50 RPMs. So if this tractor slows down 50 RPM, the tub automatically stops to know not to keep feeding the mill to either kill the tractor or cause damage to the motor for bogging it so much. And say it's running all day, this tub grinder really works this tractor. Even though we have a 6620 combine engine in this 4430, it still makes her work. to be doing a good hay, millet, and forage barley mix. This will be fed to our yearling calves. That should be good. Nice looking stuff. We had a neighbor sharecrop on this forage barley. It turned out beautifully, nice and green. One thing about tub grinding, it's a dirty, dirty job. Dusty she is already. Woo! Dust is getting out of the hay, otherwise it goes right into the cow's respiratory system. She's picking up in speed. Mid-bale of a regular nice hay bale, nice hayland. It's gonna get super dusty again. What are you doing? You're supposed to push this pile over, but it's all right. There you go. Good enough. Not in the skid steer. And we're doing 12 bale. 3 forage barley, 3 millet, and 6 regular hay bales. And we just do hay, millet, hay, barley, hay, millet, hay, barley. Don't know why it's got that one. See, now the tractor RPM is bogging 50 RPMs. See how the tub kind of moves and stops, stops, stops. Up, up. Hitting every hay bale. It's deep rather than just tall like we usually have it.
What's that?
It's deep rather than just tall like we usually have it. Yeah, that's all fine. millet, right?
I think it's millet.
I like how the millet and the barley is nice and way less dusty. Yeah, I am green, but way less dusty than the hayland.
Which one next?
Now it's barley.
Put that in next?
Yep. And then it's hay, and then you're ending on millet. Had the conveyor plug up, but we got her figured out. So that's what 16 bales looks like. Granted, it's super deep because right away we're either pushing or pulling, so we didn't have to move the tractor. So she's about twice the width that she should be. But beautiful hay. Calves are really gonna like this. This is barley here. I think this is regular hay here. And this is millet here. Millet leaf there. And we'll grind this tomorrow when Dad hooks the processor back up again, because we're done with it for today. So why hook it back up? Just a dusty mess. But Dad's gonna take the rest of the fuel. I suppose I better shut this gate. Dad's gonna take the rest of the fuel out of the service rig, because the 4430 was just about out. Now we'll go to town and fuel up, and then Dad's going to take a look at the feed mill mixer grinder, because the gearbox looks like it needs some attention. He said it's kind of spitting out milled grain rather than spitting out oil. This old girl is cold. Choke's on. got fuel, made it north of town, and here we are. And it's so cold that our air compressor won't start, but also there's supposed to be a flip valve.
There you go, Donnie.
Yeah. So long story short, we got this electric one. Green thing, he says. Oh, okay. Woo! Oh, now the high idle kicks in. So Dad had to come and we had to get another tire, and then we tried using the electric air compressor, but that froze up, or the bottle jack, which is also air driven, and that one of those two failed. So we went home and got a floor jack and got it done. So just getting going now. Always something.